What if I told you that there's a royal family so rich, they could buy out Elon Musk's empire 10 times over and still have cash left to build an entire futuristic city in the desert, while the headlines obsess over tech moguls and Wall Street sharks? One dynasty has quietly stacked a fortune so massive, it reshapes global oil prices, tips political scales, and funds lifestyles the public never sees. The House of Saud isn't just wealthy, they exist in a league the West can barely imagine, an estimated family net worth of over 1.4 trillion. At the heart of this empire is Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS to insiders, a man who isn't just heir to unimaginable riches, but the architect of Saudi Arabia's next chapter. From palaces dripping in gold to yachts larger than football fields, MBS doesn't hide his spending, he weaponizes it. But here's what most people don't see. This money is more than private jets and Bugattis. It's leverage. It's oil fields that decide how much you pay at the pump. It's billion-dollar deals that swing stock markets overnight. And behind every marble hallway and desert palace gate lies a network of secrets the royal court would rather keep sealed. Stay with me, because the truth you'll hear by minute 10 might make you question who really rules the world's wealth game. The throne and the fortune. To understand just how deep the Saud family's wealth goes, you have to go back nearly a century, when a tribal leader named Abdulaziz ibn Saud unified warring clans under a single desert kingdom. That bold gamble laid the foundation for what would become the world's biggest oil powerhouse. Fast forward to today, Saudi Aramco, the crown jewel of this empire, sits on oil reserves so vast that every barrel pumped sends billions flowing directly into the royal coffers. In 2022, Aramco's market value crossed 2 trillion, a number bigger than Apple or Microsoft. That's not just oil money, that's kingdom money. But here's where it gets interesting. This wealth doesn't stop at oil rigs and pipelines. Behind the scenes, the royal family holds stakes in luxury hotels in Paris, tech startups in Silicon Valley, and trophy real estate in London's priciest neighborhoods. It's a global web of power built on black gold, but reaching far beyond the desert sands. And if you think all that cash means safety, think again. Every fortune this large hides secrets, rivalries, and power plays most outsiders can barely imagine. So who really controls this ocean of money today? Stick around, because the next part will show you how King Salman, the last absolute monarch of this dynasty, keeps the throne locked tight. King Salman, the last absolute monarch. At the top of this trillion-dollar pyramid stands King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, a man who isn't just a figurehead, but the living symbol of Saudi Arabia's old world royalty and new world power. Known as the custodian of the two holy mosques, he carries both religious authority and the final say over the kingdom's vast oil empire. His official residence, the Al Yamamah Palace in Riyadh, isn't just marble halls and gold chandeliers. It's a fortress of influence, where billion-dollar oil deals, political alliances, and secret negotiations shape global markets. Inside these walls, kings, presidents, and CEOs bend the knee, because in the end, the oil flows through him. Yet King Salman's rule is more than wealth. It's about legacy. He's the last true absolute monarch in a world that's outgrown kings, at least on paper. But in Saudi Arabia, the crown still means something unchallenged. Behind the palace gates, tradition collides with ambition. And while Salman is the anchor, his son MBS is the storm he's unleashed on a kingdom ready or not for massive change. You think you know power? Wait till you see how the crown prince rewrites the royal rulebook. MBS, the crown prince's power play. Meet Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, better known as MBS. Born in 1985, raised in marble palaces and guarded compounds, MBS wasn't just handed power, he was trained for it. From shadowing his father in tense state meetings to studying law and governance, every step shaped him into the boldest royal Saudi Arabia has ever seen. When he rose to power in his early 30s, he didn't just promise change, he bulldozed through decades of tradition. His Vision 2030 plan aims to drag Saudi Arabia into a future beyond oil. Think megacities like Neom, tourist hubs rising from the desert, and Silicon Valley partnerships worth billions. But behind the glossy PR, MBS plays a hard game. In 2017, he stunned the world by ordering an anti-corruption purge, locking up princes, tycoons, and rivals inside the Ritz-Carlton until they made deals. Billions changed hands. Power shifted overnight. He's part reformer, part ruthless tactician. And every move is bankrolled by the royal fortune he controls like a private war chest. But how does MBS spend his billions when he's not rewriting his nation's future stack around his taste for palaces, yachts, and cars would make even Hollywood billionaires look broke? The billionaire toys. If you think MBS keeps his fortune tucked away in offshore accounts, think again. His wealth is on full display, crafted to stun the world and remind everyone who holds the keys to the desert kingdom. Take the Chateau Louis XIV, for example, tucked just outside Paris. This $300 million palace looks like something ripped from Versailles gilded halls. Marble staircases, secret tunnels, even an underwater chamber where guests watch exotic fish swim beneath glass floors. It's not just a mansion, it's a royal flex planted in the heart of Europe. Back home in Riyadh, MBS's private estate is a sprawling fortress of Arabian mosaics, gold leaf ceilings, and security systems that rival military bases. But ground palaces aren't enough. Why not conquer the seas too? His yacht, the Serene, stretches over 430 feet and costs nearly $500 million. It carries 2 helipads, a submarine garage, and cabins fit for royalty or discreet power deals at sea. Then there's his car collection of Bugatti Veyron, Rolls-Royce Phantom, Bentley Bentayga, all lined up like royal toys for desert highways. But here's the twist: every palace, yacht, and supercar isn't just luxury, it's a message. A statement that this prince doesn't just rule oil, he rules how wealth should look, feel, and dominate headlines. And he's not the only one. Wait till you see the royals who prefer to stay hidden yet pull the same billion-dollar strings. The quiet players, beyond the Golden Gates and headline-grabbing crown prince. The House of Saud hides a network of royals who rarely appear in the spotlight, but quietly steer billions behind the scenes. Take Queen Fauda bint Falah, King Salman's wife and mother of MBS. She was born into the powerful Ajman tribe, tying centuries of tribal loyalty to the royal throne. Elegant, highly educated, and fiercely respected inside palace walls. Queen Fauda is more than a royal spouse, she's a silent force who keeps the family's vast network stitched together, smoothing rivalries before they break into scandal. Then there's Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, once called the Warren Buffett of Arabia. His $17 billion fortune, built through Kingdom Holding Company, spreads Saudi money into global giants like Citigroup, Apple, and Four Seasons Hotels. For years, he was the modern face of Saudi wealth until 2017, when MBS locked him up in the Ritz-Carlton purge. He walked out free, but with his wings clipped. A clear message that no one outshines the throne, and in the shadows rises Prince Turki bin Salman, the quiet manager of the family's real estate and private holdings. Few headlines, zero interviews, but when billions move silently, he's the one pulling the strings. So while MBS dazzles the cameras, these hidden royals ensure the fortune keeps flowing. But how does this secret empire shape the entire world beyond its desert borders? Stay with me. Global impact. The true reach of the House of Saud doesn't end at desert palaces or luxury yachts. It spills into boardrooms, stock exchanges, and diplomatic tables worldwide. At its heart is Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil company, pumping out over 5 million barrels a day. A single policy shift in Riyadh can spike gas prices in New York or crash markets in London overnight. That's real leverage. But oil's only the beginning. The royal family's investment arms funnel billions into luxury real estate, from London's Hyde Park penthouses to Parisian mansions in Silicon Valley. They quietly back tech giants and futuristic startups, buying influence where it matters most, the future economy. Then there's Neom, a $500 billion dream to build a sci-fi megacity in the desert. Solar farms, AI-driven streets, robot workers. Some call it visionary. Others see it as another way to tie Western money to Saudi oil wealth for decades to come. Politically, the Saudis balance alliances with Washington, Beijing, and Moscow. One royal handshake can shift arms deals, shape wars, or block oil routes. Critics slam the kingdom's human rights record, yet world leaders keep knocking at the palace door. So the question is, if they can bend oil, money, and politics at will, who's really calling the shots in your world? Stay tuned, because the truth behind this empire's grip might change how you see global power forever. So while the world fixates on the net worth of billionaires like Musk or Bezos, the House of Saud sits in a different league altogether, quietly pulling strings from gilded halls and desert palaces that few outsiders will ever step inside. Every barrel of oil, every luxury palace, every mega yacht drifting off the coast of France is more than just excess, it's leverage that shapes your daily life in ways most people never realize. When gas prices jump overnight or stock markets swing wildly, somewhere behind the scenes, there's likely a royal signature on the deal that triggered it. Yet despite all this power, the Saudi family stays shrouded in a mystique that shields them from the same public scrutiny that tears apart Western billionaires. No late-night talk shows, no Wall Street exposés, just the occasional leaked photo of a golden palace or a super yacht parked off Monaco, then silence again. So here's the question. Should this kind of untouchable power still exist in the 21st century? Or is this the true cost of the world's hunger for oil and luxury? Drop your thoughts below. Does money alone buy control? Or does power run deeper than we think?